member from Lexington, Middlesex.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, my question is for the Acting Premier. Today is the day Ontarians across the province have been waiting for, and perhaps it's the day the Premier has been dreading. We have the unprecedented situation of criminal charges being laid against a key Liberal fundraiser for allegedly bribing Andrew Olivier on behalf of the Premier of Ontario. This case strikes right at the heart of the Premier's office. Acting Premier, will the Premier step aside while these charges are before the courts?
Here, here. Please. I'm coming to the Minister of Agriculture. It's a little late, but I'm telling you this is the second time. Deputy Premier.
Thank you. Well, I know your questions were written before question period. However, I am very pleased that the police have informed
Member from Prince Edward Hastings
that there will be no criminal charges laid against her. So, Speaker, this matter is before the court. We have confidence in the independence of the police, Speaker. We will cooperate fully. The Premier has always maintained that her staff did nothing wrong, Speaker, and we have faith in the process.
Thank you. Supplementary.
Speaker, back to the Acting Premier. We in the Ontario PC caucus have been demanding what the vast majority of people of Ontario have been asking for ever since these tapes became public. Through the actions of Jerry Lougheed Jr. and Pat Sabera, the Premier has soiled and diminished the integrity of the office she holds. Nothing short of stepping aside will satisfy the people of Ontario. Mr. Speaker, the Premier thinks she can defy Ontarians with a Hydro One, but she cannot defy them when it comes to alleged criminal activity. Will the Premier step aside, or does the Premier think she too is above the law?
Thank you. Deputy Premier.
Speaker, we will not second-guess the work of the OPP. There has been an independent investigation, Speaker. The police have informed Pat Sabera's counsel that there will be no criminal charges laid against her. We will continue to cooperate fully with the investigation, Speaker, but the notion on the other side of the House that they know better than those who have investigated
Member from Hamilton East, Stony Creek.
We're entitled to those opinions, but they're pretty wild opinions.
Final supplementary.
Thank you, Speaker. Back to the Acting Premier. Speaker, this Liberal government has been mired in scandal after scandal after scandal. These criminal charges are just a start with 4 outstanding OPP investigations. The Premier has to stop grandstanding. Mr. Speaker, the jig is up. The Premier needs to accept the consequences of her scandal-ridden government. The Premier must step aside or lose all confidence of the people of Ontario. Acting Premier, will she do it?
Seated, please. Thank you. Deputy Premier.
Well, as Speaker, I can only imagine that these questions were written before today's question period, before you were informed that the police have informed Pat Sabera's counsel that there will be no criminal charges laid against her. So you might want to refresh the questions, but let me tell you again, we are not going to second-guess.
The member from Nepean Carleton is warned.
We will not second-guess the work of the police, Speaker.